He's walking through town, and I see this cat-eared specimen. Yeah, like this cringy cat-eared attractive girl. This little tater tot kid. Another tater tot kid. Okay? This guy who is so edgy, I almost cut myself circling him with my mouth. And then this guy who's got,
you know, in a Realm Reborn
bunny ears on, and then
on the base game,
this bitch who's not even wearing a top.
I'm never going to be able to play it.
She got a tail, but damn, we're still hitting it apparently. Lola Bunny ruined an entire generation of players. Just honest to God, bro. Honestly, why does everybody have a tail? Why does everybody have cat ears? This is the game that I really want to try to play this month before TNL comes out.
Final Fantasy XIV's new expansion, Dawn Trail, releases in just a few days. And with the start of a brand new story, lots of people are asking the same question. Is it too late to start as a new player? Can I just start the...
Start WoW? No, we're going to be playing WoW Classic. We're going to be playing Hardcore Classic WoW in October with OnlyFans.
New story, and will it all make sense, or am I too far behind? And that's what I want to talk about today, because a brand new story like this is destined to bring in lots of new players, but there are some things you probably need to be aware of before jumping in. So let's start first with the story, and I'll keep this as spoiler free as possible. Where are we in the story? What is Dawn Trail? And what do you need to know as a new player? So we just finished Endwalker, the Endwalker expansion. This was the 4th major expansion, and it was the end of a huge 10+ year story that has been building since the very start of the game. However, this ending perfectly sets us up for a brand new story that starts with Dawn Trail. This is a self-contained story pretty much, with new heroes, new adventures, and where we go to a brand new land, which is why this is probably the perfect time to start playing Final Fantasy XIV. Because on the one hand, you have this giant 4 expansion long story that you can play through as a whole. There is no waiting for the new story, waiting for new...
Be honest with me, how many hours is... If I want to play through the whole Final Fantasy main story, and I just want to speed run the main story until it gets good, how much of it do I have to skip? More than 100. You can't speed run it. There's no skipping cutscenes and stuff, so I can't even like skip all the bad stuff to get to the good stuff. No R. Maybe I need to play Guild Wars.
New patches. It's like when you can binge watch a series on Netflix. You have that all available to you now in one go. And then you're with everyone else at the start of a brand new story. If this goes on for...
You can buy the skip. You can skip, but you will be lost as through the story. If you don't care about the story, most of it's skippable. Well, correct me if I'm wrong. There are 2 reasons to play, well, 3, depending on who you are. Reasons to play Final Fantasy. Number 1, the main story is supposedly a banger. Number 2, the large scale raids are really good. And number 3, you want to RP and some of the cat girls. So, like, if I skip the main story, so first of all, I'm going to pay money to skip all of the content in the game. And I pay money to skip the story. I'm not going to know anything that's going on in the new expansion. But I'll get to play the new content. Is that worth it? Would you, in your right mind, tell a new player to just skip it all if they could pay? Would you tell them, yeah,
a lot of people are telling you outdated information. They've smushed a lot of the early stories, so it takes a lot less time, and you can pay to individually skip specific expansion stories.
Is that true? Okay, so you guys are telling me not to skip it. Okay.
For another few expansions, you're here at the start with everybody else. But What about this old story? What about these last 4 expansions? How important are they? Well, you kind of do need to play them, which is both a good and a bad thing. On the plus side, this is hundreds of hours of content and some amazing...
I don't have hundreds of hours, bro. Well, maybe I do. I don't know. It depends on how much you guys are willing to watch me play Final Fantasy, bro. Like
storytelling that is mostly included in the free trial. You can play all the way up to the 3rd expansion on the free trial. But on the bad side, it's where the game shows most of its age, and it's a big wall before you can play the new, exciting stuff or play with your friends. Square Enix have made huge advancements in storytelling, in quest design.
Okay, here's a question. Guys, I have an idea. What if I watch videos that have all of the cutscenes put together, and I react to the videos of the lore of Final Fantasy, and then I pay to skip it? Now I'm cooking.
Coming soon to BDO Land of the Morning Light. Pay to
Cryos
skip.
underscore cheered Dex 100. Blue is going to turn into a cat girl main GGS.
No, I'm not. Okay. What do the cat girls in Final Fantasy even look like? Characters in Final Fantasy 14. Well, these aren't really all that like what, like this? This is what you want me to this is what you want me to look like? Sweet Jesus. Wait, that's a real person. Oh shit, I'd still smash it. Oh, Jesus. No, I ain't doing that. That's crazy, bro. Aren't there bunny girls, too? What's the bunny girl called? I might be a furry. I don't know. I have issues. I'm gonna be honest. Does that make me a... What the f is that? What the f is that? Is that... What the f is that? Is that a bulge? What is going on? What is that? What? That's a male bunny? No, it's not. No, that's she, her. I've been around these people enough. That's she, her. Right? You can't, like, you go into that, bro. You flip that coin, you rock she, her every time. It's not even a question. Fuck it. I'm gonna be a guy, bro. I'm gonna be a guy. I'm gonna be a guy with... Bro, maybe this game. Maybe I just need to play Guild Wars 2, bro. Maybe I need to play Warframe. Color Blade seems good.
In world design, and that all shines in the newer expansions, but you do have to play through the old stuff first, which can turn some people away. So you might be thinking, well, can I just...
Aura Dragon Lady. That ain't no Dragon Lady, boys. Ain't a Dragon Lady.
Just skip it all then?
Delta Chobo, welcome back for 2 months, man. Really appreciate that. Thank you so much, man.
Can I just skip and start in
Delta
Dawn Trail?
Turbo just
So let's talk about that.
subscribed for 2 months.
Technically, you can skip every single cutscene. You can glow onto the dialogue and just power through, force your way through all the story, all the dialogue. However, through every expansion and story patch, it takes you into dungeons and trials. And because they are tied to the story, you know, the story will build you up to a certain big fight. and then you'll go into that fight either alone in the trust system with NPCs, or you'll go in with other players. But that is something you're still going to have to do while you play through the story. So you can skip it, but it's going to take you a while to go through all this content through 4 big long expansions. You can also purchase story skips for the expansions on the cash store, their Mog Station, if you really, really want to. But should you? Should you be skipping the story? Well, 99% of people are going to scream no. The story is one of the best parts of Final Fantasy XIV. People are very protective over it. And on top of this, the characters and the lore and everything that's built up over these hundreds of hours of story.
See, this is Final Fantasy's problem, and I'm just going to say it. As a new player, the thing that keeps me from playing Final Fantasy is the fact that the story seems so daunting. We're talking about 100 hours to even reach the new content and get to where other people are. And that seems like I'm lowballing. I'm somebody that likes to explore and stuff. That seems like I'm lowballing as f on that. Like, it seems like too much, you know? Like, even it makes BDO seem like a small amount of questing. I'm gonna be honest with you. It makes Black Desert seem like it's like, oh, the quest in BDO isn't actually all that bad because it's only like 30 hours of questing. Tops. Right? Like, it's far more than 100. Jeez.
The previous expansions will feed into this new story in some way. So even though the big evil is coming to an end, the big overarching elements of the story are like closed, all of the lore we built up from the story, the world, the characters, the towns, everything we've done along the way still exists. We're taking some of the key characters that we've met in the old expansions into Dawntrail with us, and we'll likely have lots of callbacks to the lore and things that have built up over time. It's perfectly fine to skim read and skip through the boring parts and just get to the juicy parts. That's fine, but pure skipping the story, I think, will hinder your experience of the new expansion, and you won't really understand why we're doing what we're doing in a lot of situations. However, if you're jumping into Final Fantasy XIV...
What if I don't care? And this is going to be a hot take. What if I just don't care about the story at all? Are the raids good enough to keep me playing, bro?
Purely for its content. You're a mythic raider in WoW, or you're a League player.
No, they're not.
You just want to fight, you just want to jump in and be a endgame hard content, then yeah, Final Fantasy XIV has some of the best trials, bosses, and hard challenging content of the MMO genre. The endgame is fantastic. The endgame content is really, really good here.
Wait, that's not what
and
he's
I've seen lots of people come into this game from others and burn out halfway through the story and quit. See, if you think you...
Bro, that's what I'm scared of.
...fall into that category of someone who just doesn't like stories but wants to get to the end game.
I love stories. I just don't love stories that are 150 hours long. You know? Like, I think that the great story is very attractive to me as a player. I just... Dude, like, it seems like it's going to take forever.
Then sure, go for it. But I can't stop you. But I would definitely say it's incredible. The story's incredible, and I would definitely recommend, even though it's a little bit old in parts and a little slow in parts, it's worth playing through. The next thing I hear people say is, I feel like I'm too far behind. And, you know, with all those 4 expansions, loads of stuff to go through, are you too far behind? No, absolutely not. The only thing you're really behind on is the story. Once you catch up on the story, your level will progress with it. The story gives you more...
Like, the story is the entire game, is the way he is explaining it, the way Chad is explaining it, is if you skip the story, the game is going to feel like garbage. It's going to feel like an empty shell and a husk. And it's not going to be engaging, and it's not going to be fun. Like, the entire game is garbage without the story.
More than enough XP that you'll level all the way to max level and be with everybody else. Once you finish the new expansion, you'll be with everybody else at the same level, meaning you can just jump into content with other players. You don't have to complete all the old raids, the alliance raids. You don't have to like grind mobs like other popular MMOs to grind levels. You just play through the story and your character levels along with it. And like most MMOs, every new expansion serves as like the great reset for the most part. People will have good gear from the old expansions, but like other MMOs, they will most...
How many expansions? Does Final Fantasy come out with one expansion a year? Is that how it works? And it just came out with one in like 2 months ago, right?
Be replaced as they hit the new level cap, and the basic story gear will give you more than enough to get you into the new end game. So not
It's
only
one every 2 years. Oh my god! And I missed it. Oh my god, bro. I missed it, bro. So I gotta wait till 2026. Maybe I should play it off stream and catch all the way up, and then that way I'm ready. Because when I'm finishing the story in 2026, okay, the next expansion will be ready right as I'm getting to that final boss.
not only are you not too far behind, you're almost at the perfect point. Whereas as you join at the start, you're with everybody else on almost a level playing field. And then everything else is just old content that you can go and play through. If you want to go and do the old trials, the old raids on a harder difficulty, go and grind for old relic weapons, which are like these big shiny legendary weapons, everything still goes and gets completed today. Everyone still goes and does.
Playthrough can be good content. I don't know if people would watch it. It's a good question though. Maybe I'll start it, and if it gets good reception, I'll keep doing it. I genuinely am very interested in playing Final Fantasy because I'm hungry for a really good story and an MMO that I can do some like large scale raids and stuff and play with people.
All that old content.
Final Fantasy is boring to watch. So is Black Desert, but I managed to make that entertaining. Are you kidding me? I grind in circles for like 5 hours a day and you sit here and watch me do it. Do you think that I can't make that entertaining? What are we talking about?
Today, maybe not in as many numbers as before, but
I'm not worried about being able to make it entertaining.
Really missed it. It's all just there for you to play through, and it's one of the things people will praise about the game so much, that the old content is always there. When we're in a content drought, when we're waiting on a big patch, people will go back and play anything that they missed from the old expansions, so you haven't really missed it. The only thing that's truly gone is like the old seasonal events or old PvP mounts, that kind of thing. Finally, something that I was worried about before I first started playing was, can I play all the classes? You see this big list of classes and you hear Final Fantasy XIV has a job system where you can play every single job on one character, but everyone's all done everything and I'm so far behind. No. You're really not. You can still play every single class in the game, but there are some restrictions that I'm going to talk about.
Paladin, Warrior, Dark Knight, Gunbreaker, Sage, Astrologian. Oh no, is this one retarded? They spelled astronomy wrong. Is that a witch? That guy just believes in fairy tales, rainbows, and unicorns? That one just sucks? Because he's a idiot? And then this guy actually knows shit about the stars? Okay. White Mage, Sage, Bard, Machinist, Dancer, Ninja, Samurai, Reaper, Dragoon, Pugilist, Black Mage, Summoner, Red Mage, Blue Mage. Okay. Which of the mages is good? Red Mage. Is that a good class? Astrologian is a healer. I knew that shit sucked. Wait, Blue Mage isn't good? I am Blue Squadron. But Red Mage seems better because it reminds me of the Red Witch from the Avengers. Blue is a meme. Well, that's good because I'm a meme in BDO too. Blue Mage isn't a real class. Is that true? Or are you guys just memeing on me? Is it just that bad? It's not an actual class. Okay. But Red Mage is a real class. Well, then why is it listed with the other real classes? You can't raid with it. Okay. All right. I'm thinking Red Mage or Black Mage.
Most classes in the game are starter classes like Lancer, Archer, Black Mage.
Because I think I'm going to play a Paladin.
Those kind of
WoW.
things, they start at level 1, and you can pick them when you make your character. But then there are classes that were released during...
What is going on with this guy, right? Why?
They start at level 1, and you can pick them when you make your character.
Why does this Giga Chad warrior looking guy have cat ears on? What's going on?
But then there are classes that were released during certain expansions that are restricted until you reach that expansion. So say you saw the trailers and you really want to play a Reaper with a big, dark, edgy scythe. but you can't play that at level 1. What you have to do is you have to get to the expansion it came out in, which is Endwalker.
What was that mage thing we just saw with the big hat?
And unlock it. So you would pick a character that you like until then. So say Lancer or Black Mage.
That was Astrologian? Oh no, I'm retarded. Okay.
And you would play that until you get to the expansion of Endwalker, and then you would do a quest in Endwalker to unlock it. And the only requirements are that you have to be a certain level. I think it's 60, and you unlock it. But when you unlock it, Reaper doesn't start at level 1. Reaper will start, I believe, at level 60. So you just switch. You just click a button and switch jobs. And that's the beauty of Final Fantasy. You can switch jobs freely whenever you want. So you're going to see a lot of people at endgame that have all the classes unlocked. But that's not...
Yeah, guys, I can't do the cat ears either. I'm not...
Because they've leveled them all up from level 1. In some situations they do, the older classes. But lots of them just unlock as you go through the expansions. So if you just play through the game and you go through the expansions, you do the story, and while you're there, you go and unlock the different classes. You know, you go to the job masters and you unlock the class and you do their story. When you get to the newest expansion, you will have a bunch of classes unlocked. You'll have healers and tanks and DPSs, ranged and melee at varying levels. Some will be 40, 50, 60. So you're going to have a very wide range of classes that you can play and you can level up and you can get involved with in different things. So although you're not going to have one of everything at max level, you're going to have a lot of different things unlocked for a lot of different roles, and you have that variety. You're in no means too far behind. But yeah, that's kind of everything I wanted to talk about in this video. I'm seeing a lot of people now that we're getting closer to Dawn Trail release. I'm seeing some people that are saying things like, you know, oh, Dawn Trail's releasing, but I'm so far behind. I'm still, you know, in a Realm Reborn, the base game. I'm never going to be able to play it, and that's not the case.
He's walking through town, and I see this cat-eared specimen. Yeah, like this cringy cat-eared attractive girl. This little tater tot kid. Another tater tot kid. Okay? This guy who is so edgy, I almost cut myself circling him with my mouth. And then this guy who's got,
you know, in a Realm Reborn
bunny ears on, and then
on the base game,
this bitch who's not even wearing a top.
I'm never going to be able to play it.
She got a tail, but damn, we're still hitting it apparently. Lola Bunny ruined an entire generation of players. Just honest to God, bro. Honestly, why does everybody have a tail? Why does everybody have cat ears?
And that's not the case. So yeah, I just wanted to make this and just clear some things up, add some context, and just...
Even the guys look like girls.
Hopefully bring more players on.
Except for that guy. I like that guy.
Make the path into the game easier, because this is easily one of my favorite MMOs.
I like the
one of the
pirate
best
guy.
Stories I've ever played. The highlights of Final Fantasy XIV story are phenomenal, edge of your seat, jaw-dropping stuff, and I want more people to experience it. With the new story coming, it is the perfect time to jump in, and I hope this helps. I hope this answers some questions. Let me know down below if there's anything else you're uncertain of. Things like, oh, can I get a house? Anything like that. Small, minor questions. Let me know down below. I'll try and answer them. And if you play, if you're thinking of returning, and you have something that you want to add for other potential new players, let them know down below. But that's it from me.
Okay, so like realistically, if I made like a super lewd character, how long before I could immediately ERP with the other men of culture? Is it like immediate, or do I have to be a certain level? Within 10 minutes, bet. Okay. Let's see. 140 hours of a storyline. E-sex right now. With a cat girl. / guy. Probably has a penis. Definitely has a penis. Main story it is. Main story it is. There's the video right there. I'm definitely thinking about playing Final Fantasy. I would start playing it in the next... I'm looking at starting to play something either end of this week, start of next week. I want to like binge something until TNL comes out alongside BDO. And it's either like Guild Wars 2, Final Fantasy... Final Fantasy Fridays. I mean, like, how about Weeb Wednesdays? You know what I mean?